very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and then son of the Isala, because I have so young. Jama, and I get Faros, Obanana, all the and then saw no one and when I raise it, because Tahara put the he's over the sea where lion and you were not young. Be connected and make a difference with your source and you were not but you know what? They don't like you to do that's how my plan is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and then son of the Isala, Nina, because I have so young. Jama, and I get Faros, Obanana, all the and then saw no one in and you went out of his and you were not young. Be connected and make a difference with your source and you were not But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. You keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. All the state government brought them in. Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a rail line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Zom, you come to Onadi, you come to everyone, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to Niger, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria, one Nigeria. I think she may be not again. You are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you get everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport. Refinery. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of newspapers to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay when things are go and see the contradictions in it.
Nigeria is not working, we are marginalized, and then you come back to say Nigeria is one, you must stay in it, and you not foolish. These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working, you're marginalized, you are being discriminated against, you are suffering, they are killing you everywhere, and you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Atiku wrote to President Biden. In it, Atiku said to come and help us fight terrorism, in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting them. Most of them are people. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou. Our Father who art in heaven, none that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation. To pray in the language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala ha niile si na ede nsọ Chineke na nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube n'ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị mma gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ebube dị ngọzi ka iwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị, onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị, onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne, ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka iwe etinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ n'ikpeta maazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị, wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpụ isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is NNAMDI KANU. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, There is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it? Based on that, they now amended the charge again. I removed London. Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196, 174
of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? NNAMDI KANU to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what they are not saying. Not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what the Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that I entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere. And you wonder why God cost you. What justice means. You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless. You cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want you to talk to me. Show me the law. Don't try that. Don't try that. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court's judgment you don't respect. Then why we never like that? Why we never talk about that? Britain and Biafra, the case for genocide examined. This is the irrefutable fact and the figures pointing to the fact that Britain is complicit in genocide. If you're wondering why Biafra is not listed as a genocide case, it's because of this very article, as outlined by The Spectator, a British publication on the 26th of December 1968. That is why you can write the list of genocide all over the world. There will be no Biafra. Do you know who excluded Biafra from the list? Britain, because of the role they played. We have this very article here. It is from the Spectator archive. How Britain committed genocide. How Britain you're looking at is actually as bad as Hitler. Nazi party. We have all the proof here. The only reason why the Nazis were held to account was because the Jews were living in Europe. Biafrans are in the darkest West Africa. Nobody gives a damn about them. It is also in the Bible that they will kill you, you will cry, but nobody will come to your rescue. I am reading from Aubrey Wall's report on the 26th of December 1968, published in the Spectator newspaper of United Kingdom in Great Britain. That very publication outlined the case of genocide against the British Christianity. You must listen very, very carefully. For as long as any Christian, liberal or humanitarian tradition survives, the year 1968 will be remembered of implementing one aspect of its peacetime foreign policy. That peacetime foreign policy is one Nigeria, because the British, they are white people. They created Nigeria because a white man created Nigeria, who is a black man to try and break it. The world cleverly forgot that there was no Nigeria before the white man came. There was no Nigeria before the British came. Nigeria was created by a white man, not by African people. Your ancestors did not create one Nigeria. Your forefathers did not create one Nigeria. It was a white man, Betul, that came and created one Nigeria. The British government at the time, under Harold Wilson's Labour Party, wanted to maintain this white supremacist approach. We are white people. How dare you black monkeys from Africa try to break something that we created? As I told you before, as I read yesterday from the scriptures, as Britain was committing genocide in Biafra land, British people did not know about it. Till tomorrow morning, ordinary British people don't know what their government did, because there was a blanket coverage all the way throughout. No independent media. People like the Spectator or the likes of Frederick Forsyth, who we are reporting, nobody was paying attention to them, because BBC decided that we must die. BBC said Biafran people must be killed. How dare you try to stop what we created in Black Africa? Who are you to create Biafra? We are God. Very few people in England have any awareness of the fact that their own country, Britain, was committing atrocity, mass murder in Black Africa. Like most Germans after the war, they will be able to say that they did not know what was being done in their name. British people don't know that their government was killing millions upon millions of people in Biafra land for the sake of the British, ordinary British, so they can be looked upon as God, that they are the creators of everything that they survey. Although photographs of the atrocities being perpetrated in Biafra have appeared in most newspapers, the general impression given by the captions and news coverage is that the children are starving to death as the result of famine brought about by the war. Lies did not begin today. Britain was going about covering their lies. But do you know that the reason why Biafra doesn't come up as a major genocide case is because Britain will be implicated in it? The same way that the world viewed Germans after the whole Nazi debacle is how the world would have viewed Britain. They don't want to be seen as mass killers, so they go about pretending. They go about suppressing the very fact that Biafrans were murdered in their millions. Who killed them? Britain and go on. Here is irrefutable fact. This very article was written by a white man saying that their country was committing genocide. Britain was committing genocide in Biafra land. Britain is complicit in the death of millions of people in Biafra land, and even their own people know it. BBC will say, oh no, it is people are starving because of famine. We don't suffer from famine in Biafra land. We have rainy season. There is no famine. We have never had any famine in Biafra land before in our history. Never. All of a sudden, there is famine. Not a single newspaper has seen it fit. Even the Spectator was angry. This very white man writing was so upset as to what was happening. Not a single newspaper in England has seen fit to point out that the children are dying as a direct and intended result of a siege which is supported by the British government. When I told you that Britain enforced air, land and sea blockade, it's called a siege, you won't believe me. But here it is being confirmed by white people. This is an article written by a white man in a British newspaper as far back as 1968, reminding the British people that you people are here pretending you don't know what is happening. Your government is killing people in Biafra. Biafran people are dying as a direct result of the blockade of Biafra land by the British. It's very clear for the world to see. Very, very clear for the world to see. And they will pay the compensation for this. We are presenting to you this very evening the irrefutable fact and figures that we did not fight Hausa Fulani, they are nobody. We fought the British. The British enforced a very criminal air, land and sea blockade to stop us from getting food and arms during the war. But Britain was writing to Russia, asking Russia to provide arms to go on. Without the British, we will take over Hausa land in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we take it over. It's the British supporting them. And the evidence is here for the whole world to see. Everybody must have a copy of this. Very, very critical and important, so that when you look at Britain, you know that Britain are killers.
When you look at the British government, you will know that they are murderers. The same way you view Adolf Hitler is how you should view a British government, because they are also killers.
In 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe. Both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan. Norway, Denmark, Switzerland, each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on.
If you don't believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case of, what else again? Pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a time, in a movement that I lead, you think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very morning section. I appreciate everyone that have connected to our program wherever you are joining us from. We are working with Biafran time. Remember, when we say morning, we are talking about Biafra. But wherever you are joining us from, whether you are joining us from Biafra land, you are joining from Nigeria, you are joining from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, from Russia, from China, from Israel, wherever you are joining us from, I welcome you to this very platform. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. Whether you are watching us on TikTok, or you're watching on Facebook, or you're watching us on YouTube, where we are hosting the program, I appreciate every one of you, and I thank you for being part of this program. You are a special guest wherever you are, and you are all welcome. Remember that in this very platform where you are watching this program, we do not come to this platform to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack any persons or group. We do not come here to attack any religion or race. What we do in this platform is to present Biafra to the whole world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. That is our duty in this platform. We present Biafra to the entire world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. It does not matter what your belief might be. It doesn't matter what your orientation might be. It doesn't matter what your own angle of belief might be. That doesn't bother us. Our concern is Biafra, presenting Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. And when we say we present Biafra to the world as the only remedy, we are not denigrating other regions or other tribes and race. We are not looking down on them, or we are not ignoring them. All we are saying is that we are calling for the disintegration of the country called Nigeria, so that every region can run their affairs according to their own understanding. What we are calling for is that every region should be on their own, create country according to value system. The value system in the north and the value system in the west and in the southeast is not the same. The value system in the middle belt is not the same. We all have different value system. This forceful marriage, where people that do not have the same value system we are forced together, is the cause of the insecurity in Nigeria, is the cause of the terrorism in Nigeria, is the cause of the poverty and failure of the Nigerian state. Until the world begin to understand this simple truth, there will be no solution to the case of Nigeria. The simple solution that will not take life, will not take much resources, is to disintegrate the contraction called Nigeria on a round table. That is what we are calling. We are calling for a peaceful disintegration of Nigeria. This is the only solution that will cost less, that will save life, that will save the entire world from the terrorism that is ravaging the world today, that has its capital in Nigeria today. If you want to end it, disintegrate Nigeria. Let the caliphate in the north be on their own, protect themselves, and manage themselves inside the caliphate according to their own desire. Practice their Sharia law according to how they want it, in their own caliphate among themselves. Allow the Yoruba Republic to establish their own country, practice their monarchical system, or whatever system they feel is going to be suitable for them, and go ahead with it. Allow the Biafran people in the old southeastern region to build a nation, a secular nation, where life will be respected. Allow the middle belt to strive in their own environment, grow at their own space, at their own speed. This is all we are asking for. So when we say that we are presenting Biafra as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria, do not misunderstand us. We are Biafra, and we have the right to use that word. That doesn't mean that we're ignoring other regions.
What we are saying is that every region should be on their own, grow in their own space at their own speed. It is not too much to ask. This is the only genuine solution, the only genuine everlasting solution that can help to salvage Nigeria, that can help to salvage the indigenous people in that contraction. As for Nigeria, it is dead and buried and will never resurrect. Just like our supreme leader, MAZI NNAMDI KANU, said, the more you continue to keep this evil entity together, you are only exposing people's lives to danger. It is going to be worse than Somalia. Already, it is worse than Somalia, but it is going to be worse than what you are seeing today. So we appreciate the West, more especially the United States of America, Donald Trump, that is paying attention, sending envoy to Nigeria and doing what had to do. We want him to go a step further. You are already on the right track by asking them to remove Sharia in the Constitution and disband the Hizbah. These are strategic steps. But I bet you that the Caliphate will never listen. At the end of the day, the only solution that's going to solve this problem is to create country according to value system so that people can operate in their own area, in their own zone. You don't need to waste the life of your soldiers. You don't need to waste the United States resources to come to Nigeria to fight. The right thing to put in the table, peaceful disintegration of Nigeria. To your tent, O Israel, everybody can protect themselves. The Northern Caliphate can protect themselves and defend themselves. The Yoruba Republic can defend themselves and protect themselves. The Biafran, the Southeast, can defend themselves and protect themselves. The Middle Belt can equally defend themselves and protect themselves. All we want is let that be that demarcation. Let that be that signed boundary. Let that be a boundary that is respected, that's recognized officially by the international communities, so that the communities will go to work and protect themselves. Until you do that, whatever you are doing today is just a deodorant. That is what you are putting to the problem, deodorant. That when the smell of the deodorant goes away, the real odor will still come out. The problem in the contraction called Nigeria is foundational. It is systemic, put in place by the British, and there is nothing you can do to remove it than to destroy the foundation led by the British. Except you destroy the British foundation, there is nothing that you can repair in Nigeria. Stop deceiving yourselves. Stop wasting your resources and stop playing those games. We should get more serious. I repeat again, we appreciate the effort the United States is making. We appreciate it a lot. More especially Donald J. Trump. We appreciate him a lot for paying attention to Nigeria. But I bet you the United States must take heed to the advice we are giving. Take heed to the solution. The ultimate and eternal solution to the problem in Nigeria is disintegration. Disintegration, it will cost less life. It will cost less resources. It will cost less. It will be easier to turn the problem once and for all. Put disintegration on the table and let people go their separate ways. That is the only peaceful resolution that could save life, save the world from what is coming. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, wherever you are watching us from, today we have come to discuss the way we always do, to expose the atrocities of the terrorists, the involvement of Nigerian government in terrorism, their hypocrisy. That is our duty here. We continue to bring it out to the whole world to see. And we have come today again. And on this program, remember, as always, is an interactive section. Feel free to interact with us, whether you are watching us on TikTok, or you are watching on Facebook, or you are watching on YouTube, where we are hosting the program. Feel free to join us and interact with us on this program. You are entitled to your opinion. You must not agree with us in everything that we say. You must not agree with us. If you have a superior argument, you have a contrary opinion, feel free to use the link, send in your request. When it is time, I will bring you in to air your opinion, and the world will listen to you. If there is a place we will respond, we are necessary. And the world will be the judge. If you have a superior argument that can convince us to toe another line or forget what we are doing or do something else, feel free to join us on this platform. It doesn't matter your nationality. It doesn't matter whether you are one Nigerian. It doesn't matter the camp you belong to. It doesn't matter the group you belong to or who you are loyal to. No. What matters to us is the points you are making, the truth you have, the fact you have in your hands, the solution you are providing. That is what matters to us, and that is why we are here. So I welcome everyone that have joined us, and I say, may Chukwu continue to guide and protect every single one of you. Today, the title of the message we are preaching today says, MAZI NNAMDI KANU case adjourned. Nigerian double hypocrisy exposed, Benin coup, and homegrown terror. These are the issues we are going to touch gradually. We touch them. It's a very broad topic. We are going to try as much as possible to touch those ones we're going to touch. And where we missed out and you have something to contribute, you feel free to use the link and join us and make your contributions. So my fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching from, I thank you for joining us and I appreciate you for being part of this morning program. We are going to hit it running and we will try as much as possible to do justice to the topic. We don't know it all, but the little that we know, we will share. And likewise, you that is out there watching us and observing, you have the right to also join us and give us your own knowledge. We want to learn. We are open to learn and we are ready to listen. We can disagree. There's no law that says we can disagree, but in our disagreements, we will learn a lot. And at the end of the day, we will agree on one thing: freedom. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, you are welcome to this broadcast today. Today, we expose one of the greatest hypocrisies of Nigerian government. One of the greatest hypocrisy of Nigerian government. A government that pretends to be a regional peacekeeper in Benin Republic, yet cannot address the terrorists destroying its own nation from within. What other hypocrisy can be greater than that? How can a country with burning homes, kidnapped citizens, controlled extremist activities, suddenly find strength to intervene in another country's affairs? How comes? This is the height of deception, and the world must hear it today. This is the height of deception, and the world must pay attention. We have been talking about the hypocrisy of Nigerian government, the pretense of Nigerian government, the involvement of Nigerian government in terrorism, actively in Nigeria. But people don't pay attention. But every single day, their action shows that they are involved in what is happening within. Nigeria want to appear like a regional giant, but only when it's convenient. Nigeria quickly jumped into Benin Republic. They quickly jumped into Benin Republic's situation to show the world it is in control of West Africa. Laughable. But in their own country at home, they are silent, inactive, afraid to confront violent groups operating without fear. We see bandits parading everywhere in Nigeria. We see bandits moving in convoy in Nigeria. You see bandits threatening the government, kidnapping on daily basis. But yet, the government does nothing. People come on national televisions to beg and call for negotiation with bandits. We have seen government negotiating with bandits in Nigeria. But today they want to flex their muscle in Benin Republic, sending jet fighters, sending troops to occupy a neighboring country, claiming that they were invited, when all of us know that it's the handiwork of the president and France. You saw Nigeria playing a role to make sure that the colonial grip on Benin Republic stays there. You know, when we say that Nigeria is the problem of Africa, some of you don't understand. That if you want Africa to survive, Nigeria must disintegrate. When you hear this Western world come and tell you that the most populated Black African nation, Nigeria, the giant of Africa, when they give those big names and description, it is for no other purpose than to use that very ground to control Africa entirely. They only use that narrative to control Africa. Those titles are shambles, they are nothing, rubbish, nonsense. And when we say it, people don't believe it. With the insecurity in Nigeria, with the takeover of Nigeria by the terrorists, and each time you speak, they will tell you that no, they don't have the arms and ammunition. They will give a complaint and the excuses of the US, you give them arms, US give them arms. They give an excuse that they don't have enough resources, they don't have enough surveillance. But all of a sudden, they had the surveillance to enter into a neighboring country, conduct operation swiftly, sharp and fast, and they came back. Now you understand. Now the world will understand that whatever information you are sharing with Nigeria, you are sharing with terrorists. The problem of Nigeria has never been the weapons or the information to go after the terrorists. They have all it takes. But the only problem is that the country itself is a terrorist country, controlled by the terrorists today. So when the Canadian courts came out and said that the ruling parties in Nigeria are terrorist organizations, some of you thought it was just a joke. I said it here that Canada is a first world country. Before their court make a pronunciation, they are making the pronunciation based on evidence. Canada is not like Africa. It's not a third world country where you just wake up and say anything you want to say for the sake of propaganda and blackmail. And that word spoke volume. Today you have seen it. Now equally you have seen why Nigeria was designated a country of particular concern. But in the midst of this, when we talk about the disintegration of Nigeria to save life, this is a clear example that shows that we know what we are saying. We are not just saying it because we want to. It is not out of anger. It is not out of envy. It's not out of jealousy. It's not out of hatred. It is a fact. A government that cannot secure its borders wants to secure another nation. A government that said that their hand is tight, they cannot give security to their own citizens. They went outside to secure other nations. Bandits in Nigeria that we know that are terrorists, they baptized them bandits to make them acceptable to the citizens. They gave them bandits. Terrorists, they are moving freely in Nigeria in convoy, well armed with automatic rifles, well armed with automatic machine guns. They move around freely in convoy. Extremists operate openly in Nigeria without any confrontation from anybody. Villages are attacked repeatedly. Even as we speak, there are villages that are under attack as we are here conducting this program. Villages in Nigeria are under attack. Villages have been taken over and people have been in IDP camp for the past 20 years. Some children who were born in IDP camp got married in IDP camp and they are still there up to this moment as we are speaking. Security agencies are overwhelmed or compromised. Every day, citizens live in fear in that country called Nigeria. Yet, suddenly, miraculously, they became security experts in Benin. Nigeria suddenly became security experts in Benin Republic. And yet you want us to come here to hail your so-called one Nigeria. You want us to come here, fold our hands, and pretend all is well. Not the Biafran people. We are gone, and we are gone for good. And our living in Nigeria, we don't regret it. We are even happier that we took that decision. But I want everyone to understand. I want the entire world to understand that this intervention abroad is a distraction from failure at home. This very intervention you saw them go in Benin is a distraction. It's a distraction to failure at home. But I know that the United States cannot be distracted. United States cannot be bullied. United States cannot be deceived. That is why I'm happy. Donald J. Trump government will not be deceived. If it will be Democrat, I would say, oh, if it will be Democrat, they will bring their language of, we are fighting insurgents, we are going to maintain democracy, Nigeria for helping them to maintain democracy, this and that and that. But not with Donald J. Trump. Not with the Republican government. You can't deceive them with all those nonsense. Oh, you are trying to maintain democracy, and for that, people should not ignore your idiocy. No. The intervention you saw abroad is nothing but to shift attention. It's a distraction from the failure at home. What the Nigerian government is doing is to use the foreign crisis to shift attention from insecurity in their home. That's exactly what it's all about. To shift attention from the insecurity that has taken, the terrorists have taken over Nigeria entirely. They are in the presidency. They are in Asarok. They are in the House of Assembly. They are in the Senate. They are governors. They want to shift attention from that. They want to pretend to be stable. They want to pretend to be stable, that they can carry out operations. They want to look relevant. Nigeria want to look relevant to the international community. They want to look relevant. Using the little Benin, their neighbor. They want to use those crises. Maintain regional political influence. That is what they want. You see why when they talk about all this, their West African nonsense and all this, these are institutions put together to promote the cause of the slave master. Each time you hear ECOWAS, you hear AU, they are not for Africans. They are not for Africans. Africans didn't have the idea of establishing that. They are not in charge. The AU and ECOWAS are being controlled by the West, more especially France. More especially France. France is the one removing them. That was why you saw, with a phone call, he was able to move the drug baron in Asarok to send troops in Benin Republic. The troop they could not be able to send the Zambisa forest to clear it off. The jets they could not use against the bandits that are moving in convoy on daily basis in Nigeria. All of a sudden, they went and conducted a precise operation, gone to the attack and came back. And he was bold to announce it. The world has to continue to pay attention. Do not be deceived. What you saw was just a pretense. Nigeria is already under the control of the terrorists. already under. The only thing that can save Nigeria today is disintegration. That is the only thing that can save. Nothing else. Anything you are doing is just a waste of time. You're only helping them to buy time. Whatever you do today, you help them to buy time. Terrorism have already taken off over Nigeria, and it is flourishing in Nigeria, inside Nigeria as we speak. Terrorism flourishes inside Nigeria as we speak. Terrorist groups have expanded because of government negligence in Nigeria. The groups that are terrorizing Nigeria, that are causing violence in Nigeria, they have strongholds that the military dare not go. Including the Minister of Defense will come out and tell you that their hands are tied, they can't go there. Commanders in the front line will do that, their hands are tied, they can't go there. The terrorist group have expanded because government negligence. Those groups causing violence have stronghold. They have camps in Nigeria. They have roots in Nigeria. They have sponsors in Nigeria. They have sponsors in Nigeria. They have supply line in Nigeria. They have stronghold, camps, roots, sponsors, supply lines. And the government is not doing anything about this. And they will never do anything. It's not as if I'm saying they are not doing anything, as if they will. They will never do anything about it. If you're one of those hoping that they will, sorry to disappoint you. Nothing is going to be done. Why are these structures untouched? Why are the structures of the terrorists in Nigeria untouched? Their stronghold, their camp, their roots, their sponsors, supply chain. Why is it that they are untouched? Why are the perpetrators never brought to justice in that contraption called Nigeria? Because the government lack the will or the courage. Because the government is directly involved. It's because officials of the government are part of that very terrorist organization. And now that brings us to the statement of the court in Canada that the ruling parties in Nigeria are terrorist organizations. So how do you think that terrorist organization will investigate itself or bring facts to you? It's not going to happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not anytime soon. They selectively act only when it benefits them politically. The only time they take action is when it benefits them politically. Just like the kidnap, you are hearing about rescued 100 school children. Only to use it to benefit their political ideas. Only to win the mind of the people. That is the only time they take some actions to retain them in power. Apart from that, the terrorists that are ruling Nigeria do not care. They fight terrorism on papers, on their news, with their mouth. That is how they fight their terrorism. Each meeting you see they hold is for publicity's sake. That is what Nigeria knows. They are very good at that. Publicity. Look at the tiger-based atrocities in Imo State. Because the people of Imo State have risen up and calling on them for tiger-based, they started their publicity, showing us mortuary, where organ harvesters are using. Where tiger-based, the mortuary that tiger-based is using for organ harvesting, they diverted it and used it for propaganda. And now, they could not show us people, the owners, they could not show us what was wrong. They couldn't show us what they found out. All they did was to go hand over that organ company of Tiger Base in Imo State. And they say it is illegal mortuary. That the owner of the mortuary is on the run. That's all we had. That the owner of the mortuary is on the run. Nobody was arrested there. We didn't see anybody who was arrested or anything, including the hotel opposite. They didn't show us anybody. All they did was to come and do the media publicity to shift the attention of people from the atrocity of the Tiger base to the citizens. This is how, when they conduct their false flag, they will transfer the blame to the citizen. That is exactly what they are doing with that very mortuary they are publicizing today. Mortuary where organ harvesters are keeping the body. They now want to divert the attention from the Tiger base that are committing this crime, that are the ones dumping the bodies in that very mortuary. They want to shift the attention to the masses. This is what Nigeria is very good at. Publicity. Publicity. 300 children were kidnapped. They brought out only 100. And in that 100, they are conducting elaborate ceremony, taking camera to show what I do not understand. Meanwhile, 200 children are still in the bush in the hand of the terrorists. But already, they are busy publicizing the 100 they claim they brought out, that we don't know we don't know how much they paid to the bandits to bring those out. This is what they do. They make statements without action. Every time they just make statements without action, and yet continue ignoring cries of the citizen. The citizens have cried over and over and over again. They don't pay attention. They don't care about what they say. The Benue State people have cried until they lost tears. They don't have any tears in their eyes anymore to cry. Plateau State have cried and cried. They have lost tears. Right from when Samuel Oton was in Benue State, he complained and complained and complained, cried and cried until he lost it. And what did they do? They now pushed him out. With their normal publicity, they went and brought a reverend father and made him the governor of Benue State. And today, in the midst of the mass killing in Benue State, go and look at what the governor is saying. That is Nigeria for you. But I thank you, Governor, today. The United States are not just far away. They are in Nigeria, investigating, fact-finding, and they are speaking to people. And by the special grace of God, they are going to speak to the right people. You cannot bully Donald Trump government. You can't manipulate them. They are not like the Democrats that they will give you money, you do whatever you like. No. It's not going to work this time because the appointed time has come. What we are seeing in Nigeria is not leadership. It is abandonment of people that are their citizens. But unfortunately, these so-called citizens, they get what they deserve because they are not even ready to be free. The Nigerians themselves are not ready to be free, so they deserve what they are getting. The insecurity you are seeing in Nigeria today is not accidental. It is not. But today, when people are addressing it, they address it as something that is accidental, something that wasn't expected. They address it as something that is unfortunate. Let me tell you, the insecurity in Nigeria today is not accidental. Has never been. It is the result of decades of political manipulations. Decades of political manipulations. Ethnic bias, security compromise, corruption at every level in the Zoological Republic, and the intentional weakening of region, demanding justice and freedom. Just like they're doing to us, the Biafran people. Just to see that the Biafrans are not seen at a good light. The federal government of Nigeria single-handedly went to Nigeria, Biafra land, and sponsored insecurity. The insecurity in the Biafra land, that is the most peaceful place in Nigeria, is created by the federal government of Nigeria. The late Muhammad Buhari, who is now burning in hell, single-handedly employed people to go to Biafra land, destabilize it, take as many lives as they can. Those people came on national TV and confessed. Contracted by the federal government. Asare the Kubo. This tiger base you are talking today, we are put in place by Hope Uzodinma under the directive of the federal government. The tiger base was created under the directive of the federal government of Nigeria through Hope Uzodinma. And they jointly entered into Biafra land and made sure they destabilize it, create havoc and insecurity. But it is painful that even the citizens today pretend not to see this very fact. Even some of us, Igbo Biafrans, some of us idiotically buy the ideas, the lies of the enemies. I have seen several videos that have been made by Igbo Biafrans supporting the atrocity against themselves, blaming their own brothers instead of the enemy. They join the enemy to create a narrative against themselves. I have seen many platforms that are doing that. Some of them that were with us in this agitation for Biafra, that they know we have been engaging in peaceful agitation, demanding for a referendum. That's all we ask for. Self-determination. They were with us, but all of a sudden, go to their platform today. They are in the front line of speaking ill of their own people, pushing the entire blame on our own, even when they know that the federal government of Nigeria actively sponsor the insecurity in Biafra land today. The evidence are overwhelming. The evidence have been shown on national TV. The evidence have been confessed to in national TV by people who they employ. One of the clear evidence is the tiger base that the whole world is talking about today, the tiger base that is conducting organ harvesting in Imo State, conducting kidnapping in Imo State. That tiger base was put in place by the federal government of Nigeria using Hope Uzodinma. But yet they will ignore it. Their attention is on peaceful agitators, people who say they want their freedom. They push all the blame on them, conduct different kinds of false flag operations, and they blame us. And some of us join them in that propaganda. It is sad and shameful. It is sad and shameful. But I tell you, be careful what you wish for. For whatever you sow, you are going to reap. Those of you who are supporting the government in their atrocities, those of you who are promoting the evil false flag of the government against their own people, those who are helping to put the propaganda, be careful what you wish for, because it's going to come on you. You will definitely pay. Nothing, you can't escape it. You can't escape it. It is time for the United States to intervene. It is necessary for the United States to intervene. Gone are the time for negotiation. We appreciate the effort of the United States, but they have to move with speed. There's no time. West Africa is entering dangerous circle of instability. And this instability is caused because the right intervention is not being given. The right attention is not being given. What you see in Africa today is coups, insurgencies, weak borders, strong regional extremist network, and failing governments. The entire Africa, this is what you see. If you don't hear of coups, you hear of insurgencies, you hear of weak borders, you hear of strong regional extremist networks, and failing governments. That is the order of the day in Africa today. And all these are present in Nigeria. Without external intervention, the region is at risk of collapse. So those of you who are talking about mineral resources, accusing Trump of invasion, you don't know what you are doing to yourself. You do not know what you are doing to yourself. Because without external intervention, the region is at risk of collapse. As for Nigeria, it is gone already, completely gone. And the recovery that has to be done today is to disintegrate that very entity. and people will recover themselves, protect their own region, and be who they're supposed to be. Apart from that, nothing is going to happen. Nigeria is already too compromised to fix itself. The contraption called Nigeria is already too compromised to fix. It can never fix itself. It can never. Who is going to fix it? Is it the drug baron or the leader of the Boko Haram himself? You can imagine where a drug baron and the terrorists are in charge of government. What are you going to get? What do you expect to get? The entire area is compromised. The judiciary is compromised. The executive is compromised. The legislature is compromised. Every department in the forces, they are compromised. And what we say is not just that we are saying it. People who have been part of the organization are coming to confess that everywhere has been compromised. The people who are part of the security architecture of Nigeria, who have worked inside, are coming out to confess that everywhere is compromised. So Nigeria is too compromised to fix itself. Only external hand, like the United States, not just any Australian hand, because France itself is part of the compromise. They have been indicted in sponsoring of terrorism and insecurity on different occasions. And they are ready to do it again and again. So external intervention is needed, something like the United States. Nigeria is too compromised to fix itself. For every attempt has failed because the political class is divided. Security agencies are inconsistent, never consistent. Intelligence operations are flawed. Once you bring information, before you know it, the terrorists already have it in their hand. You say a word, you have a meeting, before the end of the meeting, the terrorists already have what you have said. Corruption undermines every effort in that contraption. And when we say these things, some of you think, oh, they are just making noise. Don't worry. Don't worry. By the time you wake up from your sleep, it's going to be too late. By the time you wake up, it might be too late, just too late, way too late. The United States intervention is needed now. For counter-terrorism assistance, the United States need to be there. For protection of vulnerable populations, the United States need to be there. Vulnerable populations, like the Biafran people, they need to be there. Stabilizing regional security, they have to be there. Preventing extremist expansion across West Africa, protecting democratic value and human rights. The world must stop pretending Nigeria is stable. Stop pretending that Nigeria is stable. Nigeria is not stable. Has never been and will never be. But what is more especially the British? The British are the ones in the front line pretending that Nigeria is stable. You can imagine their ex-presidents coming to Imo State to come and display the foolishness and insult he meted on them. And he was boldly saying that he didn't know that Imo State was so secure for him. They pretend that Nigeria is stable, even when they know that it's unstable. More especially the United Kingdom. These were the people that conducted genocide against Biafrans. And they made sure that that genocide is not recognized. Today, they are still supporting that genocide against Biafra. They are still going ahead. They have not stopped. Up to this moment, the British are still supporting genocide against Biafran people. The world must stop pretending Nigeria is stable. The false image of presenting Nigeria as stable is causing massive humanitarian suffering, in case you don't know. The false image of pretending Nigeria is stable is causing refugee crisis. You see people living in IDP camp in their own country for years, for decades, in their own country. It's causing economic collapse in some regions. And a domino effect of insecurity across neighboring countries. We should stop pretending. The world should stop pretending. Stop pretending. Nigeria is not stable, has never been, and will never be. Nigeria has never been stable, will never be stable, cannot be stable. Whether you like it or you don't like it, that is the hard truth that you must know. That is why we are calling on the world and the international community. Enough of the silence. Enough of the silence. Enough of the diplomatic hypocrisy. That is the greatest one. Diplomatic hypocrisy, enough of that. Enough of pretending Nigeria is functioning when the truth is visible to everyone that Nigeria is not functioning in a way. It's not. It's not functioning. Stop pretending. Stop keep pretending. Stop. The government that cannot control internal terror cannot police another country. A country that cannot solve its own security problem, there's no way you can go and secure another country. It is not possible. But you see Nigeria, with their move they did recently, you will know that they are involved in the terrorism that's happening in their country. They just don't want to do anything. So stop pretending. Benin intervention is a performance, not a solution. What you see them go to do in Benin is just a performance, not a solution. They went there to perform so that people will say, oh, they are still there. The real crisis is inside Nigeria. They need to focus on the real crisis inside their zoological republic. The involvement of US in the issue of the zoo is no longer optional. It is no longer a question of option, maybe or maybe not. No, it is not. It has gone up. It has gone way outside being optional. It is urgently needed. The United States should, as urgent as possible, intervene and do what they had to do. West Africa's future depends on addressing the root problem, unchecked terrorism inside Nigeria. If you want Africa to survive, Nigeria must disintegrate. This is an issue that nobody wants to talk about, but we will continue to talk about it. We will continue to talk about it. We will never shy away from this truth. It's a bitter one, but we will continue to talk about it. My people, you must understand. Nigerian hypocrisy is not accidental, it is strategic. When a government cannot solve its own problem, it creates foreign distraction. That was what you saw. When a government cannot solve its own problem, it creates foreign distraction. But we refuse to be distracted. We cannot be distracted. We refuse to be quiet. We refuse to be silenced. Never. They cannot silence us. Every one of us have to stay informed at all times. You must stay courageous wherever you are. Continue demanding transparency. Continue speaking truth to power anywhere you are. Expose them. Continue exposing global double standard. And that is our duty. We will never, ever back down from that responsibility. No matter how they try to push their lies, no matter how they try to distract us, no matter how they try to deceive themselves, we will never allow it. We will continue to fight this battle until the battle is won. For a long time, we have been saying it, that what you have in Nigeria is a terrorist government. Some people do not believe. They come on their national TV and they give different kinds of excuses, different load of excuses of why they are not doing what they're supposed to do. And some people buy into that their excuses. Some of you agree with them and you buy into their excuses. But today it is much clearer. It is very, very clear to everyone today that those excuses does not hold water. They do not hold water. It is just intentionally made to distract people from the real issue. And I thank you that today the world is listening. The world is paying attention. And the world can no longer be silent to what is going on in Nigeria. They have been so silent for too long. They have been very, very silent for too long. Not anymore. All the dramas they are playing, all their propaganda and blackmail, the time has come when nobody will buy into it anymore. Time has come when nobody will buy it anymore. It's becoming very, very clear. Even the global communities are speaking. And we are going to share some of the videos that we saw so that you can see that people are paying attention. You think you can deceive everybody? No, you cannot. You can only deceive some people, not everyone. You can deceive some people. You can't deceive everybody. You can't deceive everybody. There are still people who are very much awake and they are watching.
Armed forces are being offered help from Donald Trump. So difficult are they finding it to protect their own people from ISIS and its chapter there, Boko Haram. So the Nigerian military can be spared to go and attack their neighbor, but they can't keep peace and stop ISIS in their own country. What kind of president is that?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, Tinubu has very long-standing ties in the United States. Max Blumenthal and David Hundeyin, who's the latter is a Nigerian journalist, very famous, did a brilliant piece on Tinubu in the Gray Zone. Everyone should read it, about Tinubu's ties to cocaine trafficking networks in Chicago in his earlier years. So this is the type of guy that we're dealing with, in bed with the CIA, in bed with all these drug narco trafficking units. But of course, the West backs up the real narco terrorists like Tinubu, who, as you point out, are ignoring, I would say, the assault on their sovereignty by Western-backed terrorists like Boko Haram. Also now, JNIM, another terrorist organization linked with Al-Qaeda, has also entered into Nigeria. They have been causing a lot of chaos in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger the past few years. And what is the goal here? Well, the goal is to try and take as many of the resource-rich regions in these countries, in particular in Nigeria, and the U.S. will cry foul. They'll say that Christians are being genocided, even though Christians and Muslims are being killed in both very high rates. Actually, far more Muslims are being killed than Christians in Nigeria. And then Eric Prince.
That is where this man is getting it wrong. You know, all of them, some of these Western people don't know actually what is happening in Nigeria. Like the narrative that this guy is done is crazy. It's just a wrong narrative. Very wrong narrative. When you say more Muslims are killed than Christians, it's just a fallacy. It's just a fallacy. And these are some of those agents that are being paid to switch this they will be working for the enemy unknowingly. Because somebody like this will not like to go into the Islamization of Nigeria. He will not like to say that. He will only focus his argument only on the West. We know that the West have an interest. Actually, we know the West have an interest. But when it comes to the actual problem on what is going on today, it is not just about that interest of the West. It is not just about that. It has everything to do with the Islamization of Nigeria. It has everything to do with it. And we can never play it down. Anybody that comes to talk about the issue of Nigeria and you play that down, you are missing the point. So I need to correct that impression. What that guy said there, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. You don't say that more Muslims are killed than Christians. You don't know what you're talking about. You know nothing about it. The people that are actually facing the genocide are the Christians. Muslims are involved actually through collateral damage, and those that do not support the extremists, they are the ones that are being taken out. So don't ever misplace it with your mischievous narrative.
Or some other private military contractor will get to send in their mercenaries to Nigeria, and they will take up all of the resource-rich land, the mineral-rich land, the gold-rich land. And
this is not about, forget about your resources, whatever. The resources are already been taken. Even if, as we speak, the resources are being taken. Chinese illegal miners are everywhere in Nigeria. The Chinese illegal miners are everywhere. The British are stealing resources as we speak. So this idea of, oh, they're going to come, which nonsense resources that is already being stolen. Resources that they are still stealing, even as we speak, they are stealing the resources. So when you begin to push all those, your wrong narrative of hate and all this, forget about that. Face the fact. We are talking about factual things here. That's what we're talking about, not
Nigeria, and illegally steal all of the resources. As for the question of why can't he do anything about this threat in his own country in Nigeria, but he launches all these airstrikes or these planes in Benin the moment there's a coup, there's a simple answer for that. President Macron of France gave a call to Tinubu today under the guise that there was a new offensive led by the Boko Haram terrorists in Nigeria. He made an emergency call, and apparently it wasn't about Boko Haram, because if it was, I'd imagine those fighter jets would have been used to do targeted airstrikes, hopefully on the terrorists, but instead they were used to go into violate the sovereign airspace of Benin and presumably strike the coup leaders.
Now, as you mentioned, Narco Rubio and his administration are again steaming towards Venezuela. The Dwight D. Eisenhower aircraft carrier has withdrawn from port in the last few hours and begun steaming towards the Caribbean. The shills of Narco Rubio are trumpeting that it's on, that Operation Southern Spear against Venezuela is on. Is that your take, and what's likely to happen next?
Well, I'll just say it's incredible. Laura Logan, who is a Trump insider, very close with all the Trump administration bigwigs, is, as you just said, tweeting out that Operation Southern Spear is on. This is the U.S. Illegal war that they've been.
So, when you come to that, everybody is now becoming very clear to the whole world that Nigerian government is a terrorist government. It's not that they don't know what they have to do. They have the resources, they can do it if they want to do, but the will is not there. And when we say the will is not there, the will is not there because the terrorists themselves are in charge of the government. And so when the terrorists are in charge of government, you don't expect the terrorists to fight against themselves. I don't know how anyone should expect the terrorists to fight against themselves. They will not fight against themselves. They will not fight against themselves because they are there. They are there to fight the government and take it over. They are there to fight the citizens and take over the country. That's their duty. So for anybody to think that maybe they are going to be there to come and fight, they will not. And that is why the insecurity will continue to get worse. It will continue to get worse. You think that maybe one day they are going to come and do something different. It's not going to happen. That day is not going to come. You're not going to see any day that the Nigerian government will wake up to say they want to fight terrorism. The earlier people begin to understand this, the better for everyone. People have not been serious to rise up and do what they have to do. Everybody have to rise up. Defend yourself. Nobody is going to defend you. Nobody anywhere is going to defend you. You think that somebody is going to come out to defend you? It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to defend you. People should learn to defend themselves. And the time is now. Nobody's going to do that for you, except you do it for yourself. If you don't do it for yourself, nobody is going to do it for you. So every one of us have to wake up now and continue to be focused and do what we have to do. You have to fight for yourself. And again, continue to speak up and call the international community to come to the attention of and do what they have to do. Apart from that, nobody is going to do anything. Nobody is going to do anything. Because the time now, as we see, is that the terrorists are just busy trying to get as many land as they want, as many positions as they like. The complete takeover of Nigeria is what they're arriving at. That is what they're arriving at. So if you think that something else is going to happen apart from what you are seeing today, think again. Think again, because they are taking over. And as they take over the land, it is going to be worse than what you are seeing today. The situation is going to be worse than what you are seeing today. I want us to listen to this too.
President Bola Tinubu, the first president to use the military to defend and protect another country. Meanwhile, terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers, they do dirty December for his own country. A round of applause, Your Excellency. We're not supposed to do Guinness Book of Record. I say, Ori Buruku Lenshi. So can we now agree, say that the only reason why terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and insecurity no go end for Nigeria is not because Nigeria military does not have capacity to end it. The only reason why terrorism no go end for Nigeria is because the real terrorists are in government. Can we now agree that Nigeria military have the capacity, but it is the political will and the politicians that are the problem of Nigeria? So Nigerian president order military to go Benin Republic. They say coup won't happen for there. They go there, they use fighter jets on air and on land to defend the country. The tweet where they even paid me past now, the one where President Tinubu put out, he said earlier today on my orders, the Nigerian armed forces stood gallantly in defense and protection of constitutional order in Benin Republic. Shame on you, Nigerian leadership. Shame on you, Nigerian government. President Tinubu, imagine say that tweet being read, say, on my orders as Nigeria's president, I have ordered and the Department of National Intelligence have released the names of all sponsors of terrorism. And on my orders, the Nigerian Armed Forces is carrying out an air campaign against every hideout of terrorists in Nigeria. They will be met with untold fire and unprecedented power of the Nigerian military. Imagine what that kind of tweet would have read. Imagine the happiness when Nigerians for use them they do. But you say, no, you are defending following an ECOWAS treaty on your this thing. They have gone to defend this thing in Benin Republic. Ori Buruku Lenshe, Nigerian government. Ori Buruku Lenshe. And the thing we go destroy APC before corruption and criminality is hypocrisy. The same by your Nonuga will be the running mouth. And Nigerians are calling on foreign this thing to come and intervene. We shall not forget. So it's good for una to go and intervene in a foreign country. But Nigerians cannot call on America to help them when killings they happen like saying a killings festival we they do for Nigeria. They said that the Benin Republic, they made the first request, the second request, and you sent military without approval of National Assembly. But Nigerians cannot call on another government. Now only when I get ECOWAS treaty, we will have no United Nations treaty to call on a foreign intervention to help us to end insecurity. Ori Buruku Lenshe. Ori Buruku Lenshe, Nigerian government. That is why Minister for Defense, the one where don't come out, he said that some terrorists they are in the bush where we say bombs cannot reach there. Bombs not fit reach there, but bombs fit reach Benin Republic to restore constitutional order. The time where coup happened for Niger, National Assembly say no, there should be no military intervention. What is the difference between Niger and Benin Republic? Why we not go Niger but we go Benin Republic? Oshilenshe. Now una self una they deceive. All this one where una they do, una know how to save democracy for Benin. But Benin Republic, according to their own constitution, presidential term limit is 5 years. Under this president, Patrice Talon, they don't convert them, amend them to become 7 years. We are not like military coup, but civilians go, they do civilian coup against democracy. We are not go see that one until when petrol jam fire, everybody go start to shout, no, 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 because French president don't call. That thing where we not they hide for France, one day Nigerians go know. One day Nigerians go know. But Mr. President, make una not forget, say election riggers are also coup plotters. Election rigging is a coup against democracy. So the same way we not they fight coup for other countries or military coup anywhere, now so make una get the same energy to fight against rigging of election. No, not be say una know what military take over, but una go they plan to the rig election. Ori buruku ni o oshini. The same way where you don't order, Mr. President, make the restore order to another country. KB state governor for your state, he talks say before terrorists go pack children for KB state, somebody gave order for military to withdraw from the school. Mr. President, can you also on your orders find out who gave the orders? Who ordered military and security to come out from school before they go kidnap the children? And how were they recovered? Was a ransom paid? Mr. President, what is good for the Giz is good for the Benin people. What is good for the Benin should be good for the Owina people. Mr. President, if we know fit answer this question and we they claim to protect another country and leave our own home on fire, Ori buruku nio, Mr. President, Nigerians, when I don't see and finish, it is not the military, it is not because we do not have capacity to end it. It is because what you are dealing with is part of the governance structure. And until you weed out the terrorist financiers and supporters in government, Nigeria is just plain. We they whine ourselves, we they deceive ourselves. Congratulations, Mr. President, on restoring order to Benin Republic. We hope when we as Nigerians also call for foreign intervention to help us when as you fail to protect us, it no go be problem because not be only ECOWAS treaty day, United Nations self get treaty, make them save our lives and end the killings, the needless shedding of blood in Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
Yeah, he has spoken well. He has spoken well, but when it comes to action, none of them is doing anything. Only talk and wonderful speech cannot save Nigeria. Beautiful speeches cannot save Nigeria. His speech is very amazing and very wonderful. But when it comes to action, they do nothing. When they protest, they attack them. People who protested for end bad governance, they are still in detention as we speak. They are still in detention. They have not been released. And that is the situation of the Zoological Republic. Let us take a very quick break and we will come back again and continue on the next section of the program.
Language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for joining us on today's program. And now we have to go to some updates that is coming from the media. As we all know, a lot of things are happening, a lot of things we have had, and we will continue to follow up the events. Most of the time, we don't speak of certain issues until we confirm it. There are a lot of rumors that are going around left and center, but until we confirm before we talk about it. And I remember yesterday the case of our supreme leader MAZI KANU was mentioned. The issue of transfer of MAZI KANU from Sokoto. The transfer of MAZI KANU from Sokoto to a nearby place where he can be able to appeal for his case. It was mentioned yesterday in the court. It was mentioned yesterday, but to the disappointment we got is that it was postponed again till 27th of January. 27th of January. They said until 27th of January that there will be hearing for that very motion. The motion that was filed by the lawyers of MAZI KANU, led by the brother to MAZI KANU, to transfer MAZI KANU to a nearby place in Abuja where he can be able to file for his appeal. That motion was presented yesterday, but the court, as always, because we are dealing with idiots, we are dealing with wicked souls, we are dealing with tyrants, they did not grant it. They postponed it again to 27th of January. And what I'm asking is that by 27th of January, how many days are remaining for the 90 days of the appeal to come? How many days are remaining? From that 27th of next month, it will be less than a month remaining for MAZI KANU to be able to process his appeal. It will be less than a month. So you can see they are trying everything possible to see that he does not appeal. They are trying everything they can to see that they distract him from the appeal, they stop him from the appeal. And that is what the government of Nigeria is doing. The injustice in the system of Nigeria is too much. It's so much that you don't know how to talk about it. This is somebody who you illegally convicted and you pronounce a sentence illegally, and before you know, it's the fastest transfer ever. Before the following morning, they already took him. That same day that the case was concluded, the following morning, before the next morning, they took him to Sokoto. And that is what we see in Nigeria, because it is MAZI KANU, because it is a Biafra, because it's about somebody who is fighting for justice, because it's the voice of a truth. Nigeria do not want the truth. That is obvious. So we will continue to pray for MAZI KANU wherever you are. Continue to remember MAZI KANU in prayer. We have to wait until 27th of next month, January, 27th of January 2026. Then that's the only time that MAZI KANU, that case will be heard properly, and we'll see whether if we will be transferred or not. So it is a very sad one, but what do we do? So MAZI KANU is going to be in Sokoto for the Christmas. It is a very sad one, a very painful one. And it is not, this Christmas is going to be a very sad one for us. But whatever happens, don't ever forget to continue to pray for MAZI KANU. And we will continue to follow up whatever happens. So on the update we are seeing in their news here on Sahara, it says, coup plot. Communist Party of Benin condemn Nigeria. France military intervention blames Talon administration. You see, they are now confirming it. Even a party in Benin Republic is confirming that what transpired in Benin was the work of Nigeria and French. Tell me, this is the same Nigeria they say they don't want people to intervene in their own country. But they joined France and intervened in a neighboring country. They joined France. They are digging their own grave. And I said it, that when Chukwu Okukabian will destroy a man, he will make him deaf and dumb. You have a problem in your own home. The Christian genocide is going on. The genocide is going on different angles, and you're not stopping it. Insecurity, kidnapping, many people are in the den of kidnappers up to today. You do nothing about it. but you are quick to go to Benin Republic, joining France. At the beck and call of France, you ran to Benin Republic to go and fight. Well, you have only dug your own grave, and we are watching and we are following up to see what is going to be the last outcome of it. This one says, House of Rep Committee orders NNPC boss Ajulari to appear over audit query. It's only talk. After you talk, he will still take the money he stole and walk away. Alleged 76 billion naira, that is $31.5 million fraud. Court hears how former AMCON boss diverted 4.9 billion from Arik Air to float Nigerian Eagle. That is Nigerian for you. AAC party issues ultimatum to security agencies to address rising kidnapping in Oyo. They will not issue ultimatum. They will not listen. But if it is France that issue ultimatum for them, that they should come and go to Benin Republic, they will go. They will run and go. NBA wants to assume Governor Adeleke over shutdown of court amid judicial strike. Those are the kind of news you see in Nigeria. Illegality everywhere, right, left, and center. Everybody displaying their own illegality. They are competing who is more illegal than the other. That is the competition you see in Nigeria. Whether the state government is more illegal than the federal government, they are in competition on illegality. NDA cadet goes missing for 7 months in Kaduna as family laments demand intervention by authorities. You can imagine. You can imagine. NDA cadet goes missing. You can imagine an NDA cadet missing for 7 good months. 7 good months missing in Kaduna as family lament demand intervention by authority. You can imagine. Somebody serving in Nigerian Defense Academy missing for 8 months. The family is crying out and nothing is done. Oh, God have mercy. US better hurry up and disintegrate this country. If not, it is going to be worse than we are seeing it now. How bandits migrated from Niger Republic. How bandits migrated from Niger Republic into Kwara, Niger forest, and how police blocked their escape. Investigation. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. How bandits migrated from Niger Republic. They don't need to, all these are nonsense. When you build a railway line from Niger, you build a railway line from Niger all the way to Nigeria. What do you expect? The only thing Niger can transport to Nigeria is terrorism. Nothing. The bandit will have a free entry. Even Buhari gave them a free entry. So all this investigation is just a waste of nonsense. A waste of time. There's nothing to investigate. We know how they came. We know what they are doing and who brought them in. So if you want to take action, you take action. No need to disturb us with this kind of rubbish news. Anti-graft agency EFCC seals residence of ex-minister Temitope Silva, Abuja as aid kits. Continue your illegality. We were seeing Kano businessman tackles Max Air after business class seats were allegedly reassigned to influential figures. That's Nigeria. Nigeria, there's nothing that is done legal. Once you have money, you can buy anybody you want to buy. AAC party inaugurate National Working Committee vow to rescue Nigeria from bad governance. Showore, I wish you can, but definitely you cannot. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I saw this news, but I didn't want to talk about it because I want it to be verified before we speak about it. This is Burkina. Video. Burkina Faso detained 11 Nigerian officers, seized Air Force C-130 after unauthorized airspace entry. You can imagine. Burkina Faso seized 11 Nigerian officers. Burkina Faso. Who is now the giant? Who is now the giant? Burkina Faso seized 11 Nigerian officers, seized Air Force C-130 They didn't only seize they seized their air force. They forced their aircraft to land. Burkina Faso is not joking. They are not smiling. You can't use their airspace. Burkina Faso is not Benin. It's not like Benin that you can pass anyhow. You go and do whatever you like and you come back. And this was all in the mission of this mission they went to Benin. It has everything to do with this. Burkina Faso airspace is sealed, intact. Who is now the giant? Who is now the giant? That is the news. You see it. I saw it, but I didn't want to talk about it. Now that the Sahara reporter has reported it, it is confirmed that Burkina Faso detained 11 Nigerian officers, Air Force officers, 11 Nigerian officers. They seized Air Force C-130, seized after unauthorized airspace entry. You think everybody is playing like you play. You think everybody is playing like you play. That is it. This is news. Burkina Faso detained 11 Nigerian military officers, seized Air Force C-130 after unauthorized entry. That is it. You are playing with Burkina. Burkina is not here for any of your fun. They force it to go down and they seize it. Who is now the boss? Who is the boss? That is what you get when you have terrorists in charge of your government. You lose respect, you lose stance, you lose everything. That is what you get. Shiite movement demand justice. Petition UN 10 years after Zaria massacre under Buratai. Of course, Nigeria is about genocide. This was the genocide they committed against the Shiite people. Genocide was committed under Buhari. Buratai committed genocide against them. Shot innocent people in broad day, shot them at gunpoint. And nobody was made accountable up to date. Instead, that Buratai was made an ambassador. The same way this idiot Tinubu today is making Madras ambassador. Choosing ambassadors from all angles. That is the same thing that Buhari did. Buratai that committed genocide, they made him an ambassador. Today, Shiite are protesting. Shiite movement demand justice. Petition UN 10 years after Zaria massacre under Buratai. The UN has this report, but they won't do anything. Amnesty International have this report. That's why we say the United Nations is weak. They always come late. Just like they are massacring us in Biafra land. The genocide in Biafra land, they will never do anything. They will only be busy to be keeping record. They want to keep their propaganda record. Look at Shiite people. Is it today? The Buratai that is involved in this today is being an ambassador. He has immunity. He's walking around everywhere. Mad people. Bandits warn us not to make noise. Rescue Niger pupils, recount ordeal. These are the people that were rescued. They are recounting the ordeal, what they faced. Bandits warn us not to make noise. Don't make noise or you lose your life. Rescued Niger pupils, recount ordeal. That is it. They are busy going to Burkina Faso. Meanwhile, bandits is in charge. What is this one saying? This is part of the bandit we have in Nigeria. The people that created the problem. Look at them. Boko Haram war in Nigeria has lasted 15 years because insecurity is an industry. Boko Haram has lasted 15 years because insecurity is an industry. Obasanjo. An industry. You are part of those running the industry. Don't remove yourself. You are part of those who is running that industry. Don't try to put yourself away from it. You can never take yourself away from it. No matter how you try. We will drag you in. We will bring you there because you're part of it. Enugu government said to restrict tricycle, motorcycle amid rollout of BRT scheme. That is how they want to put people out of business. You put them out of business and you put your own. At the same time, you will not provide a job for them. You will not provide a job. That's how they create poverty. Poor people everywhere. At the expense of this. Look at this one. EFCC grill former Justice Minister Abba Kamalami again. These are the fraudsters. The fraudsters. This is the man that went and kidnapped NNAMDI KANU from Kenya. The man that kidnapped NNAMDI KANU from Kenya came and addressed the issue on the in Hausa language. This is the man, the genesis of the case of NNAMDI, the kidnapper. This is the real kidnapper, the one that Buhari used to kidnap NNAMDI KANU. And they're celebrating it. Of course, with EFCC Nigeria, what are you going to do? There's nothing to investigate. There's nothing to investigate. It's just all drama. And at the end of the day, he will go home. Drama. Nigerian urges to join December 10 nationwide demonstration. Nigeria urged to join December 10 nationwide demonstration. Demand for NSAS bad governance protesters' freedom. You can imagine. NSAS bad governance that was made. End bad governance protesters. You know, when they did that end bad governance, people who they arrested during that end bad governance, they are still in detention. Simply because they were protesting and asking the government to end bad governance. They are still in detention. This is what is happening in Nigeria. And hope, what is they call? The idiot they call Ojo Sokalu. Ojo Sokalu is telling you to go and protest. You should take flag and protest. Just take flag and protest. Don't call for sit at home. Don't do anything. Protest and ask for your self-determination and ask for a referendum. Look at people who were protesting. They say end bad governance. This one is for Nigeria. Nigeria should end bad governance. They are in detention. Is it not more than a year now? They have been detained. They didn't release them. Now they are calling for another demonstration to free them. They are calling for demonstration, another protest to free them. People who were arrested through protest, they are calling that protest. Go to that protest. After this protest, they will arrest more people again. They will arrest more people. That's what they want you to be doing every day. When they beat you, don't talk. If you talk, they'll come after you. Benin failed coup, Russia's shadow and West Africa democratic unraveling by Amo Sanu. So that is all we have for the update we have on the media. That's all we had. So let us listen to this very discussion on the insecurity that was made in one of their stations, and let's use that as the final part of our program this very day. Let's listen to this.
Now, my next guest is the prominent Nigerian-American human rights lawyer, Emmanuel Ogebe, who's been a vocal advocate for victims of attacks in Nigeria's Middle Belt region and beyond. As special counsel for the Justice for Jos project, Barrister Ogebe has documented mass atrocities and provided legal representation, mental health support and relocation services to survivors of religious and communal violence. His work has shed light on the plight of vulnerable groups in Nigeria, making him a key figure in the debate over President Trump's allegations of Christian genocide in the country. Mr. Ogebe's advocacy has contributed to significant policy outcomes, including the U.S. designation of Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization and the International Criminal Court's acknowledgement of the group's crimes against humanity. He's also worked tirelessly to raise awareness about the humanitarian crisis in Nigeria, pushing for intervention and accountability for perpetrators. So, as U.S.-Nigeria relations face increased tension, I'm joined now in the studio by the international human rights lawyer Emmanuel Ogebe, whose voice is important in addressing the complex issues surrounding religious violence, security, and human rights in Nigeria. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
I know you're just literally flying in, so we appreciate your coming in here with all the jet lag and all the rest of it that goes with it. Let me start by asking you this. President Trump recently designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern over alleged Christian persecution. Do you believe this designation is justified?
So the designation is justified and has been justified for many years. The commission that does the recommendation started recommending, I think, in 2009. So for about 15 years they've been recommending, and it's only happened twice. Now, some of us thought it should have happened way earlier. And the law was passed in '98. It was one of the first bills I advocated on the Hill for. And by the year 2000, we had the Sharia riots in northern Nigeria that killed 3,000 Christians across 4 states. And so at that time, they should have recommended Nigeria for designation. But what happened was, because it was a new law, new agency, all of that, the delegation that was doing the fact-finding came, they met with northern governors, and they hadn't met anyone from the federal government. So it wasn't until I facilitated that meeting and the federal government said, look, it's the states that are doing this, it's not us. So they decided not to designate the states for that.
You are, of course, an internationally recognized human rights lawyer who has represented victims of attacks across Nigeria, including the Middle Belt. How challenging would you say this issue of alleged Christian genocide is for you as you straddle the fence between the US and Nigeria?
So, I mean, it's very depressing work, because I have to say that when we were advocating for democracy against the military in the 90s, those of us in the opposition in diaspora said, look, let's downgrade all our mini fights, all the Middle Belt Ogoni issue, let's focus on getting the military out. Once they're out, democracy will resolve our problems. Unfortunately, none of us would have anticipated that the Nigerians would be dying in droves like they are now. And two very quick examples that illustrate this. The first is, on June 13th, there was a massacre in Yelwata. And the number of people killed that night, 278, was more than the people killed in the war between Iran and Israel, in which missiles and airplanes were used. So people with machetes and AK-47s killed more people by June 8th. Another quick example, of course, is in Plateau State. On Palm Sunday, there was a massacre in Ukraine. Russia bombed the bus and killed 32 people, civilians. That is being investigated as a war crime by the ICC. But guess what? That same night, 54 people were slaughtered in ZK Plateau State. One of the women that were helping, 7 members of her family killed, including her husband and her kids. And her hand was slashed off. We just got her a prosthetic arm. But that is what genocide looks like.
Yeah, but is it, were they being killed because they were Christians, or was this communal violence?
All right, so
and just as an adjunct to that question, are you also aware of the fact that a lot of Muslims are being killed in Nigeria?
No, there's no doubt that there is collateral damage, but the fact of the matter is, in the US, a couple of weeks ago, a National Guardswoman was shot in the head by a guy screaming, "God is great," in Arabic. The people who killed Alice's family were screaming, "God is great." You cannot look at both situations and say religion was not a factor. And so it's very clear. These folks are very systematic, because they look at the communities that they fall within a certain identity, and they target them. Now, I'm from Benin State, which is over 90% Christian. We don't have indigenous Fulani communities. So the attackers coming from other states and other countries and attack and kill us.
Yeah, but there's the argument that a lot of them come in are driven by other factors other than religion. In other words, the point that is being made is that nobody is denying that there's killing taking place, but that the factors that make these attacks, that drive these attacks, is not really, they're not going to say, okay, let's go and attack Christian communities or whatever. They just say, well, there's land over there, we want that land, we're going to get rid of whoever is in it and take over that space.
Well, it doesn't quite work out that way. The message is, let's go and take out the infidels. So from the very beginning, there is a religious connotation. I think on your show some time ago, I told the story of how a judge, the spouse of a judge, hired a Fulani to take care of his cattle. And then one day the man came back and said, I nearly killed an idiot infidel today. And he said, why? He said, I was grazing the cow on his farm and he was resisting. And the spouse of the judge panicked and said, I can't have my agent killing people because that's effectively me. And so he fired the Fulani guy. The next Fulani guy he hired disappeared with his cattle. He got the police involved, and at a point, people told him, listen, if you don't let this guy go away with it, he'll come after you. And so he gave up on that. After your show, I ran into the spouse of the Supreme Court Justice, and he said, I heard that story, and it sounded like my story. I said, my Lord, it was yours.
Right.
So we're saying that judicial officers are frustrated because of the impunity of these people.
So based on what you're saying, I'm assuming you're one of those who's been highlighting this issue as a specific Christian genocide in America where you operate from.
I think that the facts are clear, they're established, and there's no doubt. For example, Mohammed Yusuf.
When you say the facts are clear, established by whom? Because I mean, there's still fact-finding missions taking place.
Well, so there was a process that led up to the FTO designation of Boko Haram. I did a 75-page brief. We showed how Boko Haram had killed citizens of 15 countries. People don't realize the extent to which it went. Boko Haram has attacked American citizens. My friend was in the UN building that was bombed. An FBI agent working at the US Embassy in Abuja was bombed in the police headquarters bombing. So this have all happened. Americans have been abducted by Fulani headsmen, and special forces have come in to Nigeria and rescued them covertly. And this is not known publicly. So they have access to way more information than we have. But the point I was going to make was that Mohammed Yusuf preached, and he said, listen, you were wiping out the infidels. He said, Yaradua flew me on a presidential jet and begged me to stop killing the infidels, and I'm not going to do it. These have been transcribed. We have the videos. We've transcribed them. We've handed them around. And in fact, I think some of them were presented to the delegation today. So there's no doubt that there are certain people who are conducting genocide. And that's Boko Haram. Let me go to the Fulanis, the Fulani ethnic militia, FEM as they're called. One of their hallmarks of their atrocities is if they meet a pregnant woman on a farm, they will slaughter her. But then they will split open her abdomen, pull out the fetus, and butcher it.
Imagine.
It doesn't get more graphic than that. Now, there are some who say they want to instill terror on whoever comes to the scene afterwards. But I say, attacking the fetus, you're trying to eliminate and end these people. And to conclude on this thought, there are over 300 communities in Middle Belt of Nigeria now that have been sacked and are occupied by Fulani ethnic militia. And I can't point to one Fulani village that has been occupied.
Right. I have to say that bit about cutting open a woman's stomach, I haven't actually heard that before.
Yeah.
But, and I don't know, I haven't seen any evidence to support that. But I mean, that's the point that you believe. I mean, do you say that, do you think, for example, or how would you react when critics say to you that by highlighting these, I have to say, alleged against Christians specifically, that you might be perceived as...
God. Sister Stella is asking, this journalist, where is he from? He's an Igbo man.
Of course. Charles Anagolo.
Charles Anagolo is an Igbo man.
Yeah.
You can imagine how terrible these things are. Go ahead, my brother.
Well, just, I hope the internet will let me explain myself, because what is going on with Charles now, all these things you are saying, is not only Charles. That is the symptom that has taken over the entirety of the Nigerian society. You know, I'm coming to a point now. So now, the thing is this. Tinubu intervened swiftly. That is the word. Underline the word. Swiftly in Benin Republic. And they got the situation settled. But he will not intervene swiftly on the Islamic terrorists that is ravaging everywhere, that are walking freely on the motorbike. Everybody can see, because just as of evidence, I have not seen evidence of what they did, like a pregnant one, blah, blah, blah. But we all have, there's evidence of this now. So if Nigeria was not, like we've been saying all along, that Nigeria is an evil, demonic entity, and if it wasn't, what everybody should be focusing on, what should be going viral right now in Nigeria. I think you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, what should be going viral now is, why is this Tinubu government not acting swiftly like they did in Niger? People should be calling him out, calling his administration out. Why is it that you were able to go with their fighter jet and act swiftly in Benin, but can't do the same in your country where the terrorists, the Islamic terrorists, are running haywire? So that simply means that you are in it, you are part of it, you are in support of what they are doing. Otherwise, what's your reason for not acting swiftly? That is what everybody should be asking, but nobody's asking that. Why? Because it clearly shows you what Nigeria signifies, what Nigeria symbolizes. Evil. When it's happening right there in your doorstep, nobody cares about it. But you have what it takes to go and act swiftly in another country. So that means you as a government, you endorse it 100%. And the mere fact that America is on your neck to act, you are even showing reluctance because you don't wish to act. Now, you can clearly see that it's bigger than that, though. It's bigger than that. That is that the caliphate, they own Nigeria. Make no mistake about that. They run it on behalf of the British. Every day it gets clearer and clearer that the caliphate owns Nigeria. Tinubu may be there, but it was them that gave the permission for him to go and sit down in Aso Rock on a condition. And again, if not because of Trump, he wouldn't have even shake body at, if not even shake body, if he would have just sit tight, unperturbed, unconcerned about the massacre, about the genocide against Christians. That is a fact. So the fact that they're even talking about it alone is because of Trump. Now, I saw a video you play. I don't know. I'm not. Let me know. Maybe let me not digress too much because you are playing this video. But the thing is, to buttress my point, I saw a video you played with Jackson, this Jackson Hinckley and George Galloway. You played it here. I was in a shower. I saw it briefly. So yeah, and you criticized Jackson Hinckley, a very young man, is in his 20s, 24, 25 about, but he's a fine young man, makes no mistake. But the problem is that he doesn't have enough information about what goes on in the country, right?
He doesn't have enough information.
The few he knows is coming from David Yonde. I think his name is David Yonde. Because they correspond.
That criminal.
Udeyi, yeah, David Udeyi. They correspond. I've seen them. So that is the few, because that David guy is the Pan-Africanist. Therefore, the is driven by his own interest. So because of course. He criticized our peers. He said a lot of book crap about him. He didn't say much about NNAMDI KANU, but nonetheless, he's a Pan-Africanist. So obviously, he is the one that feeds Jackson about the few things he knows going on in Nigeria. And for Joe Galloway, who is another nice human being, but they have limited information, And for him, I think he's a Scottish guy who probably converted to Islam. So he tend to cater towards Islamic affairs more. You know, he's in support of it.
Oh, that guy is that guy a Muslim? I don't even know. I don't even know. Bro Max, are you there? Unmute yourself, Bro Max. I think network have kicked Bro Christian out. Bro Maxwell, are you there? Unmute yourself, Max. If you're there, unmute yourself, Bro Max.
Hello, MAZI Chooks.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was walking in the garden, Doba. I will speak. Good morning to you. Good morning to every Biafran that is here. Good morning to NNAMDI KANU. Good morning to Simon Ekpa, wherever you are. Good morning to every Biafran men and women that are fighting for the liberation of my mother's land. I say, in anything that you do, may Chukwu Okike Abiama be your guide. May he protect each and every one of you. Wherever we are lacking in knowledge or whatever, may Chukwu Okike Abiama strengthen us. In the use of our words, let him control our words so that when we speak, it is going to be ringing so hard in the ears of those that are supposed to help us where we are weak. You see, the man that is talking here, the host, is an Igbo man, a well-British brought up. People that drank the water in Britain, you know, so over there, if you can speak like this man in England, they will call you a coconut, brown outside and white inside, to tell you that, to show you how fluent or how integrated you have been with them. You speak like them, you act like them, you behave like them, simply because you are different because of your complexion, your race. This man is telling him what exactly that is happening. He is there telling him that he has no evidence of what he is talking about. Do you want to tell me that he did not hear the same thing happening in Liberia, in Sierra Leone? I served a family, a pregnant woman. I served so many families in Liberia on patrol. When the same rebels want to do the same thing that this man is describing for this Igbo intellectual, and is trying to dispute it, trying to cast doubt on it. It was yesterday that I heard the same lies that they are using them to peddle, the same lies that yesterday I heard from this man. What is his name? Is it the Kaduna State man? The one Bola Metumbu made? Is it a special advisor or whatever? Whatever. What's his name?
NSA. Nuhu Ribadu.
No. The other one, the black, he's a Christian. He's a Christian. He's a Christian. The one that was criticizing Bola Tinubu, but today is there in his cabinet.
Okay,
Dane Buala, yes. I heard it yesterday in one interview when is it in Channels TV, when they were debating about whether genocide or no genocide. This man said that he mentioned about some international news outlets that have come out to tell the world that there is nothing like Christian genocide in Nigeria. I could not hold my cry.
They should go and tell that to the Marines, not to. You can't tell that to Trump and Republicans.
I wept I say, must these people continue to lie in this manner? Something that is obvious, you are lying. Something that is obvious. Just like my brother said, the only place where these people get power is the weak. That is where they get power. They get power when it comes to the weak people that cannot protect themselves. These are the people the Nigerian government always exercise their superiority on, the same way they have expressed their superiority on the Benin Republic. And look at what is happening now. Mistakenly now, they are C-130 Hercules aircraft that was bought in the 80s. In the 80s, no, has been grounded, forced to land in the Sahelian region airport. On board 11 crewmen. I don't know what.
They are protecting their airspace. They are not joking.
See, I am very, say, sometimes I was telling you, I say, when you see a small boy whose father is rich and whose father is standing behind him, can give an adult a dirty slap and nothing will happen. Do you know the military capability of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger as we speak? Nobody knows. In fact, when I was listening to their news in Hausa, they were telling us that they have all the capacities to see you and force you to land wherever they want you to land, in as much as you venture into their airspace.
They have done it. They are not joking. You think they are playing?
They have sophisticated air missiles and so many of them, radar systems that can dictate you and force you down. And if you don't come down, they will destroy you. Simple. That is what Russia has. That is what Russia has given to them. Nigeria don't have as big as Nigeria itself. I thought that maybe those aircraft they have
Nigeria they their airspace. Nigeria when they come carry oil, they know say ship enter.
You see, I was thinking maybe by now, 2025, because in our days, we were using some of the sophisticated, artillery battery, air defense system. They call I've forgotten the name, something sling, Roland sling. And that Roland sling does not even go more than 40 kilometers. But the one that is running now are those ones that can travel up to 81, 20, 150, 160 and engage you over there before you enter into their territory. These are the weapon defense system now that people are using, modernized weapon defense system. By now I thought that, that giant of Africa would have one. I don't know, say they don't have even planes that can maneuver, enter into your airspace without being detected. I don't know, say they no get them. They go enter here that way, they go catch them, they bring them down. You see,
My
this is
Stella, it is 11 officers. 11 officers.
11 officers.
Not 2.
11
officers
and
with one aircraft.
Yeah, 11 officers and on board C-130 Hercules military aircraft. It's a transporter. It's a transporter. It carries soldiers from places to places. You see, you enter into Benin Republic to show your power there. Why didn't you go through the National Assembly? MAZI Chooks and all of you that are listening to me, the time when Niger own happened, the same president went through the National Assembly. The National Assembly, looking at the dominance in the National Assembly and the relationship between those in Nigeria and that of Niger Republic, they say you cannot do it. We won't allow you to do it. They begin to tell him how they use their numbers to make him the president of Nigeria. My brother just relaxed. Grigo. But you see Yoruba dominant in Benin Republic. Yorubas dominant in that place. You sit down there, you allow, go and see what the military people said. Pascal, Lieutenant Colonel Pascal, go and see what he said. He said insecurity is rampant in the northern part of Benin. They've been trying to chase them away. And when they come there, they have been killing the Benin soldiers. When they succeeded, they ran from there to Niger State in Nigeria. They've been fighting. This man is not doing anything. This man in Benin Republic, they have a 5-term tenure, a 5-term tenure of 2 tenure or so. That is 10 years. This man is in his 9th year. He has gone to the Parliament of Benin, asking them to elongate, increase the tenure to 7 as against 5. And the rubber stamp this and these are so the corruption that is going on, the number of toucher, the same way they are doing in Nigeria, the toucher, they not observing the rights. You don't have a right to say, you don't have anything. That is exactly what this Talon, Patrice Talon is doing to them. No press freedom in Benin Republic. These things were happening. These people are crying under this man. This same ECOWAS, AU, France did not hear the cry of the people. They kept quiet so that they will be intimidating them, so that they will be able to support the man on power, in power, and they continue to extort them of their enormous natural resources and forcing them to pay into the Banque de France. Banque de France. They didn't go there. They didn't stop them. But when these soldiers strike, look at the jubilation that Sunday. I was watching them when they were, in fact, they were very, very happy that their people.
Yeah, they were happy. They were celebrating already.
Yes, Nigeria now, the big brother Africa that cannot even protect their own territorial integrity. People that are aiding and abetting terrorists. You now send your jet to go and bomb the soldiers in Benin Republic. How dare you? How dare you? Trump only threatened you because the people, the victims of those attacks, religious, Christian genocide, came out to cry. They've been crying for more than 15 years. You didn't listen to them. You had no reason or no cause to go and save them. You allow these people to be emboldened in such a way that they are not even one group, more than 7 groups now operating in Nigeria, trying to, enter into the entire southern Nigeria. From north, they are entering into southern Nigeria. You didn't see those ones. You accused the US of destabilizing Libya and made it swap. ISIS gave them the opportunity to now enter in Nigeria. Is it the United States or the world that told you not to protect their borders? Don't you have the resources to protect their borders? Today you've gone here, see, you cannot give what you don't have. And as long as nobody knows the reason why that military aircraft entered into Burkina Faso. But as time goes on, the investigation, those people have been arrested, and they will be interrogated. They will be questioned. These are very experienced, intelligent people that will, even when you are lying, they will prove to you that you are lying. Professionally trained. Burkina Faso is not joking. And what I would tell Nigeria is, if you like, you go. Ndi Igbo no berensi, oh yeah, maybe ike. Oberensi, maybe ike. Go and try Burkina Faso, and you see what is going to happen. I think within 30 minutes, you will see them in Abuja with the people that are supporting them. Miss France. Miss France. You can't protect your people. You are following France anyhow. Whatever France told you to, ask you to do is what you are going to do. Miss and Madame France. That is what Nigeria is. That is the same thing they've been doing to Biafran agitators to Mazi Nnamdi
Why
Kanu.
wouldn't they follow France? You are talking about a terrorist government. France is one of the sponsors of terrorists in Africa.
Of course.
So that is why they are in bed with them. Who will they follow? They don't follow France.
Earlier on today, Mazi Chicks, I was in a platform, X platform with one Malian guy. They call him Amadou or so. He said, anywhere you see France, where they say they are helping to curtail terrorism, anti-terrorism, whatever force they put there, as they were leaving, they left some tanks and everything there. When they enter into those places, it be the terrorists that are now manning them. They intentionally left it for the terrorists to come and occupy. He said they've been dealing with them, pushing them to all over Mali today. The guy is in America. He's a Malian, and he has a very good his preview to what is going on in his country, probably because he's connected to the government or so. He said they have been chasing them. In fact, all the territories within Mali area now, jurisdiction, are now a bit free. Only they come and hit and go, but they are still tackling them with these unmanned area vehicles. Anywhere they hit, they will send unmanned area vehicles to those areas to stop them and then eliminate them. That is what these people are doing. But terrorists, ISIS, ISWAP, who carry their bike, operate in a very large community, buy people in large numbers, carry the ones they will carry. The St. Mary's, where they say they've released 100 today, 315, 215 is still with them. You cannot go there and do what Mali and Burkina Faso is doing. You can't go there. Use those things and go. But the only places you have power to use it is on Biafran agitators. God will expose you people. God will expose you people. You see, when a cup don't full proper, when a cup don't full, when I go see what God will do to you for the atrocities that you have committed against God's people. I am here to encourage you. I won't be long here because I'm going somewhere. I am here to encourage you, Mazi Chicks, and every one of you that loves freedom, the United States of Biafran people, or any other person that is fighting for the same cause. Please be strong.
Thank you so
that
much.
Abiyama is with you people and will support you. Thank you for having me, Mazi Chicks. And Namoche Christian. Is it bro Christian?
Network, they disturb me here. But Brachus,
go ahead.
Will they make I join you tomorrow? Huh?
We are hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So,
make your submission. If they kick you out again, then we go know how I want to go. I won't waste time. I will round up very soon.
Oh, there you go. No, so what I was discussing, I probably forgot the line of thought. But anyway, so the whole thing is that if you look at the French,
you were talking about that video I played. Do you say that guy is a Muslim?
Who? George Galloway.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think he converted. Yeah, he probably converted. Really? And yeah, his loyalty tend to lie, tend to teach towards Islamism. He's very much an Iranian supporter and also a supporter of Palestinians. So, and he's deep. He's very, very deep. Yeah, I think George Galloway. I will have to Google it because. Even he's having a lot of problem in some places, but he speaks truth though to an extent.
If he has converted, you can't trust him. You can never trust those people. You can never trust him.
Yeah, that sometimes
he can't be trusted.
Yeah, well, so the whole thing is geopolitics is very complex and complicated. And that sometimes too interest, comes to play because every man has should I say has a prize in life, you know. So that is but what is going on is that, like I've said several, that I cannot lead Jehovah for raising Donald Trump, and I will make further to say that I just hope that the American people, I don't know if they will realize how much and the level of problem that will confront everyone moving forward, because these are global issue going on here. The Islamic supremacy, nations like Britain and the French, they are in support of Islamic supremacy, knowingly or unknowingly, because also in their own parliament they've lost it. I know, but UK, they have lost it completely. And sometimes, if it's gone, it's gone. You can't turn back the clock.
You can't turn back, man.
So, but maybe, however the internet allows me, maybe I will dwell on it a little bit more tomorrow, because for sure I will be in a place where I have a stable network system. But the thing is that they're in a big shit. You remember that it was David Cameron, the former prime minister of this country, who goes ahead to describe Nigeria as an Islamic country.
Yes.
And Boris Johnson just went a few weeks ago to describe Nigerian situation as very good, right?
Very peaceful.
But they know, exactly. But they know that this Islamic Sharia Caliphate, they are just ravaging everywhere, but they don't care, because that is the big agenda. And even in Nigeria, bro, if you know the number, the level of people, the caliber of people who are in support of Islamization of Nigeria, you'll be shocked to the core. If you know, including Southerners, including pastors, Jesus Christ, bro. We speak from a place of no, not from a place of mere speculation. No. All these Tunde Bakare, all these guys you see, the Adeboyes of this world, it might seem like a very big accusation or allegation, but I'm telling you, bro, that people, if you only, you know, the coming of Trump is just as the word significance or mysterious can't even describe it. He is the only one, and as we speak now, they are not in favor of Trump at all. This country I've just mentioned to you, they hate his God. You can't even begin. And even as America is putting a torchlight in Nigerian situation, sending investigators and this and that, the British are not happy about it one bit. Hey, they are simply not happy. Now, but for Trump is very committed to seeing that Christians have that life preservation, that they are not being wiped out. That is a core, you know, commitment on his part. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't have flaws here and there and stuff like that as a human being, but he's very, very committed to this. And that the globalist doesn't like one bit. And his coming is just the handwork of God. So it's deep. Then this guy, Charles Anagolo, who is also agent of the British, we know that, you know, though he's an Igbo man. So he made mention, I think that was when I was coming out of shower, when he talked about, when the guy there was telling him about the Christian genocide, and Charles was trying to make it seems as if it's not Christian thing, that according to Charles, he said that some can say that it's about land and where they find the land, blah blah, stuff like that. I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but the point is, if it's about land, there's more than enough land in Sabisa, so why don't they go and occupy it? Because more than enough land there. If Charles is saying that it's not about Christian genocide, that it's about land, so that they want land, that is why they are driving or massacring the people in Benue or whatever. So if they're looking for land, too much land there available, go and occupy it, do your cow, do whatever, bring the Fulani from the entire Sahel region and keep them, build their place in Sambisa forest, make it habitable. How about that? But because they are all lying, using the same playbook to counter, because the entirety of Nigerian structure and governmental system is built on Islamization of Nigeria. And they start from the global angle down. When you see all this Ruben about them, they shy away, they won't speak truth, it's because of the same playbook. It's deep, bro. It's deep. But like I said, the only thing that is good about it is that we have this Republican government currently that is against that global agenda of making this Islamic supremacy to reign over the place. So it's a serious stuff. It's a serious stuff, bro. But yeah, let me just listen a little bit before I go out. Then tomorrow, by the grace of God, we'll talk more. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Nigeria, that you might be perceived as fueling religious tensions in this country.
Well, the people who are fueling religious tensions are the people who are killing others and chanting the name of God and the greatness of God. Okay? And so basically what we're seeing is...
But there are revenge attacks, though. I mean, that there are attacks from the other side against the other side, aren't there?
Well, we keep hearing that there are clashes. And excuse me, when you come into a community and you kill a 3-year and a 4-year-old, a 3 and a 4-year-old cannot clash with you. When you attack me in my home as I'm sleeping and you burn me alive with my family, that was not a clash. We keep missing the point that these are invaders who are coming in and wiping out people on their ancestral lines. It's not a clash.
Well, I mean, you're a lawyer, and I'm not trying to justify before people start going, "Oh, he's blah blah." We don't take sides. We're simply trying to assess the evidence before us. I mean, because we've heard of people who say, "Oh, some of these Fulani herdsmen were seen somewhere, and the youths of a village mobilized." And went and killed, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 of them. And then these people come back and kill 20, 30, 40 of your own. I mean, nobody's sort of sitting there saying, well, we killed 5, so technically you ought to kill 5 as well. You see what I mean? Well, what it is, basically, is that if you hit me with a stick, in order to stop you coming back to hit me again, I'm going to hit you with a sledgehammer. I mean, and I'm saying that it works both ways. You see what I mean? That's why people say that this is a very, very complicated affair, very complex affair that even a lot of Nigerians...
It is not complicated. You are the
quite
people
get
making
their
it
heads
complicated.
around it, not to talk of the Americans who are not part of this society.
Well, fortunately, they can look at the data and it's pretty clear, what is happening. I'll give a quick example. In June of 2018, there was a massacre in Plateau State. That weekend, over 200 people were slaughtered. Now, in one particular village, 86 people were killed. There was only one Muslim who was killed. And why he was killed was they didn't identify him as a Muslim. He died as collateral damage. But here's where it gets interesting. A Muslim cleric hid 300 Christians in his mosque, and he refused to allow the attackers to kill them. And he has been hailed as a hero. And at that time, the US government was denying that it was a religious thing. But the fact remains that he saved 300 Christians in his mosque. That was the protection. So we can't deny the obvious. And just to wrap up on that, the International Criminal Court, I did a lot of work with the International Criminal Court to get them to even begin investigating Boko Haram. I went to them, I sat down with the prosecutors, I said, the Boko Haram blew up the UN building, your fellow UN civil servants. Why are you not looking into that? It's amazing some of the lapses we've seen. And after they investigated, they finally indicted not only Boko Haram, but the Nigerian army for atrocities. They have indictments as we speak. It is a lack of political will to proceed. That's why it hasn't happened.
So how do you think the US government can balance its concerns about religious freedom with the need to support Nigeria's efforts to address security challenges in this country?
Now, so let me point out that the US and Nigeria have had amazing historic relationships. And if we just look at, the last 25 years of democracy, I kid you not, this is what happened. President Obasanjo, incidentally, is the only Nigerian president who was first to host an American president in the U.S., in Nigeria, and also the last to host one, because he hosted Jimmy Carter and ultimately he hosted Clinton and Bush. Now, here is what is interesting. When 9/11 happened, Obasanjo was so close to Bush that he flew to the U.S., sat side by side with him, and told them, "We will send you 3,000 Nigerian firefighters to help you." Nigeria was trying to help the U.S. Now, this is interesting because when Obasanjo and Clinton had a good relationship and Bush took over, Obasanjo was concerned when Bush invited him. I happened to be in the country. I happened to meet him. That was my first time meeting him. And I said to him, I said, "Mr. President," he said, "I'm worried. I don't know why this guy invited me." I said, "You have nothing to worry about. You have more in common with this guy than you realize." And what had happened was Bush wanted to do a hallmark activity with an African president on HIV/AIDS. They wanted to go to South Africa, but the president then was controversial. But Obasanjo had hosted a summit on HIV/AIDS. And they said, "This is a guy we can work with." That's how the Americans are. They study things. Now, right now, we're at a point where there's a real drift. As recently as 2 years ago, the US wanted Tinubu to invade Niger and kick out the coupists, and that didn't fly. And so this year, they're at a point where they're saying, if you will not protect your own people from being killed, we'll go ahead and do it ourselves.
Well, that brings me, because we've literally got a minute and a half or so left. I'm sure you know that we talked about this U.S. congressional fact-finding mission that's been visiting Nigeria, meeting the federal government, Christian leaders, victims. Congressman Riley Moore appears to be a fundamentalist Christian, because, I mean, in all his tweets and so on, he's going on about this, that, or the other thing, and a big critic of the Nigerian government's handling of this issue of alleged Christian genocide. I mean, he's the one leading the group. Do you think they're here with an open mind, or are their minds already made up?
Well, the thing is, in fairness to the Republicans, they're a bit more honest about their assessments than the Democrats do. The Democrats just deny. But I noticed that he came here with a Gulfstream jet. The congressional delegations that have come to Nigeria before usually come commercial. But that shows you how serious this is on the totem pole if the president allowed him to take a jet to come to Nigeria and do this fact-finding. So I think they really took it seriously, and I think that the evidence will speak for itself.
Emmanuel, I want to thank you very much indeed. It's really good to have you here. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Emmanuel Ogebe is the international human rights lawyer, and he's just literally arrived in the... Thank you very much indeed. Good to see you.
Thanks, Charles.
That's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Join us.
From what we know, that the U.S. is not going back. U.S. is going to take action, and it's going to happen very soon. I thank God that they are here now, investigating, looking through things by themselves. This one is not hearsay. It's not sending somebody. The United States government by themselves send a special jet with the people in the United States, with their lawmakers, to come and see things for themselves and investigate. Meet the people that are involved. And I bet you this is Republican, not Democrat. So if Nigeria want to play their usual game, not with Donald Trump, any idiot that plays that game, there, he would just throw you to the dustbin. That's it. So we believe that justice will be done. And this justice that is going to be done, it is going to affect us, the Biafrans, in a positive way. And that is why when you see what is happening in Imo State today, don't get carried away. When you see what, going forward, you're going to see more things happening in Biafra land. More false flag operations will go on in Biafra land. You have heard about the attack in Anambra State. In Anambra State, what you are going to be hearing going forward is gunmen attack church, gunmen attack pastor, gunmen attack. You'll be hearing more of that in Biafra land, just to drive the attention of the United States to that direction. But I tell you, do not worry, for all things worketh for good to those that trust Chukwu Kabiam. This is what they're going to do. But I'm telling you that it is going to work for our own good. You are going to see more false flag operations conducted by the Tiger Base. This tiger base that is already done and the world is investigating, even the US has eye on the tiger base. They will conduct more force flag operation. You'll be hearing attack, just like the one he had in Anambra State on Sunday, where a pastor was attacked, congregation was attacked, and the wife of the pastor lost his life. Homes were burned, properties of the church were destroyed. You will hear much of that. And at the end, you only hear gunmen. I have started seeing some of them using the title Igbo gunmen. They are now using Igbo gunmen. You'll be seeing they're using Biafra gunmen. But I bet you, as they continue to do that, it will turn against them. It will turn against them as they want to change the narrative from the organ harvesting of the tiger base to change it and divert it to citizens and target on the Biafran people. It is going to backfire. This is the appointed time. Everything is going to work for our own good. No matter what they do, don't distract yourself. The only problem we have is ourselves. We, those of us who are speaking online, speaking on various platforms, please focus on the agenda at hand. Focus on exposing the atrocities of Nigerian government. Forget about all this gossip, all this lie, all this attack on ourselves. Focus on the real issue. Everything is going to work for our own good. The United States is already in Nigeria today. And their false flag operation will intensify in Biafra land. Don't say you didn't hear it. If you are in Biafra land, be very careful how you move, where you go. Be very, very careful. If you're in Biafra land, you have to be security conscious more than ever. Because Nigerian government, Hope Uzodinma and Tiger Base, they will conduct more false flag operations in Biafra land. Just to divert the attention, just to change the narrative, just to drag the attention of the United States to Biafra land and show them that we Biafran people are troublemakers. That we Biafran people are doing the same thing that is happening in the north. They will try to create that impression. The same way they created insecurity in the southeastern part of Nigeria using their false flag. It is going to happen. It will intensify going forward with the presence of the United States. From now, this December up to January, watch out. Things that are going to happen. You have to be very, very careful. If you are not in Biafra land, there is no point going to Biafra land now. No point even traveling home. No point. It is of no use. For your security, for your life's sake, just stay away. Stay away. This is not the time for merriment. This is not the time for enjoyment. This is not the time for celebration. It is a time for you to reflect. With the presence of the government of the US in Nigeria, a lot of things are going to happen in Biafra land. One of the agenda of the caliphate is to destabilize Biafra land. One of the agenda of Nigerian government is to blackmail the Biafran people. It is because of this blackmail they went and sentenced MAZI NNAMDI KANU to use him as an example, even when they know that MAZI NNAMDI KANU is not a terrorist. MAZI NNAMDI KANU is not, has never been. They unjustly convicted him and they went ahead to sentence him. That sentence of MAZI NNAMDI KANU was also to create a provocation. They wanted to provoke us to change the narrative. But Chukwu Okike has been helping us. In anywhere they go, we escape it. Anywhere they go, they escape it. And I bet you we will continue to escape it until we get our destination. So wherever you are in Biafra land, this very period we are, have to be very, very careful. Don't say you are not one. Wherever you are, stay there and stay safe. Be safely conscious. Stay there and stay safe. If you're in Biafra land, be very, very careful. If you're not in Biafra land, there is no point going to that area. Don't go. Stay where you are. Don't go. Stay where you are. More especially now that the United States envoy is in Nigeria. Be very careful. Be very careful. I pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to guide and protect every one of us. Wherever you are and you're watching this program, I thank you for being part of this program. I thank you for joining us. We will continue to do everything we have to do. We will continue to push out information as much as we can. We will continue to educate people, continue to encourage people. Wherever you are, don't give up. If you know what you will do to protect yourself and your neighbor, continue to do that. We are our own defense as it stands today. You are your own defense. I am my own defense. Reach out to your family members and anyone you can reach. Tell them to stay safe. That is all we can do for ourselves for now. May Chukwu Okike Abiam continue to guide and protect everyone that is in Biafran land. We will continue to pray for all of them. Everyone in Biafran land, continue to pray. Remember them in your prayers. Don't ever forget it. Pray for them for as many times as you can. That Chukwu Okike Abiam will secure our that's in Biafran land. May Chukwu Okike Abiam guide and protect them. No evil will befall them. No kidnappers will see them. No accidental bullet will touch them. They will never use them for their false flag operation. They will never use them for any setup. Stay safe and may Chukwu Okike Abiam continue to guide our prayer. We pray for our Supreme Leader, MAZI NNAMDI KANU. Pray for our Prime Minister, for divine protection, for divine security, for divine safety. We pray that no evil shall befall MAZI NNAMDI KANU or MAZI. We pray for strength for them. We pray for good health. We pray for healing. We pray for revelation for them. Wherever they are, we cover them with the presence of Chukwu Okike Abiam. May Chukwu Okike Abiam build a wall of fire around them that no evil shall befall them. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper, and no weapon formed or fashioned against our leader shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. See you again, 5:30 p.m. Biafran time. By the special grace of God, if we are free, we are going to come back and speak again at that time. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and have a good day. Bye-bye.
The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu Okike Abiam apụghị ihe niile Chineke na oge ndị nsọ na-efe wee na isi ala nye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile. Onye anyị na-aja mma wee anyị anaghị efe arụsị ọ bụ naanị gị onye kere ihe niile ekere eke na ọbụla onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị nsọ na-ekiri ha na isi ala ndị ọbụla ndị n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile wee na-arịọ gị mma anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube gị ngozi tinye ọgbara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rapụ ndị anyị onye bụ nna Chineke na ndị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị na-ebu wee baa isi obodo kwesịrị isi mgbe la ya n'ihi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma oge ebido biko ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee dị ọsọ ọsọ na nkede na ụmụ ha takwa na ahụ anyị wee na-arịọ gị iwe na-adịgide ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye iwe etinye ụmụ ya ezi mmụọ nke isi anyị aka ajọ ihe mmụọ ndụ anyị bulie aha nsọ n'elu ise.
But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Oh,
They didn't trust him with this